Welcome to UPSC MP, Viceroy of India. Lord Canning, 1856 to 1862, Hindu Window Remarriage Act, 1856, legalized the remarriage of the Hindu windows. Ishwarchandra Vidyasagar play an important role in helping in the establishment of the Act. Governor General of India during the Indian Super Mutiny in 1857. 1857, three universities at Calcutta, Madras, and Bombay were established. Abolition of East India Company and transfer control of the crown by the Indian Government Act 1858. 1858 income tax was introduced for first time. 1861 Indian Counseling Act, Indian Civil Service Act, Indian High Court Act in 1862 Indian Penal Code Act, abolished the doctrine of lapse. Sir John Lawrence, 1864 to 1869. 1865 High Courts were established at Calcutta, Bombay, and Madras. 1865 First Anglo-Bhutan War. Lord Mayo, 1869 to 1872. 1870 he took the first step to separate the provincial finance from central finance and introduce financial decentralization in India. 1872 First census. He was the only Governor General who was killed in India. Establish of Statistical Survey of India. Lord Lytton, 1876 to 1880. 1877 Queen Victoria assumed title of Kesariya Hind or Queen of Empress of India. 1878 Vernacular Press Act restricted Indian language newspaper. 1878 Arms Act regulating the ownership and trade of the firearms. Ignore the severe famine and organize Darbar. Maximum age to take up civil service exam lower from 21 to 19. Abolish tax on cotton for British traders. Lord Ripon, 1880 to 1884. 1881 First Factory Act restricted the child labor. 1882 set up a local self-government panchayat and municipal board, due to which he was known father of the self-government. 1882 Appointment of Hunter Commission on Education. 1882 Repeal of the Vernacular Press Act. 1883 Elbert Bill. Controversial measure proposes in 1883 that sought to allow senior Indian magistrate to preside over the cases involving the British subject in India. Elbert Bill provided for equality between British and Indian judges. Two new universities were opened: Punjab University 1884, Allahabad University 1887. Lord Dufferin 1884 to 1888. 1885 Indian National Congress was founded by A.O. Hume. 1885 the first session of the Indian National Congress was held in Bombay. Attended almost 72 delegates from all over country. 432 delegates participated in the second session of the Indian National Congress. A.O. Hume organized the first session of the Indian National Congress in Bombay with approval of the Lord Dufferin. 1885 Umesh Chandra Banerjee was president of the first session of the Congress. Lord Curzon 1899 to 1905. 1902 appointment police commissioner under Andrew Fraser. 1902 appointment of the University Commission. 1902 Rayleigh Commission was appointment to recommended reform in education. 1904 Indian University Act. 1904 he passed an Asian Monuments Act in order to restore the Indian cultural heritage. 1905 partition of the Bengal. Lord Curzon sent the Yog Husband Mission, a military expedition to Tibet to resist the Russian infiltration to Tibet and solve the boundary disputes over the border between the Tibet and Sikkim. Lord Minto II 1905 to 1910 Swadeshi Movement 1905 to 1908, 1906 Foundation of the Muslim League at Dhaka, 1907 Indian National Congress split into two groups named Moderates and Extremists, Surat split, 1908 Newspaper Act, 1909 Indian Council Act, 1909 commonly known as Minto Morley Reforms. Lord Hardinge 1910 to 1916, 1911 transfer of capital from Calcutta to Delhi. Lord Chelmsford 1960 to 1921, 1960 Home Rule movement launched by Tilak and Annie Bennet, 1960 Lucknow pact between Congress and Muslim League, 1970 Champaner Satyagraha and Montego August Declaration, 1980 Kheda Satyagraha and Satyagraha at Ahmedabad. 1990 Government of India Act introduced the bicameral legislation at the central level in India. 1990 Rowlatt Act, Gandhiji called for Satyagraha against the Rowlatt Act. 1990 Jallianwala Bagh Massacre, April 13. Montego Chelmsford reforms of 1990 is also called as Government of India Act 1990 introduced diarchy in the provinces, Khilafat movement and non-cooperation movement 1922, 1990 All India Khilafat Conference took place at Delhi. Lord Reading 1921 to 1926, 1910 Triple of the Press, 1921 Mufla Rebellion in Kerala, 1922 Chori Chora incidents. After the Chori Chora incidents, Mahatma Gandhi call of the non-cooperation movement, 1923 foundation of the Swarajya Party. Lord Reading 1921 to 1926, 1925 Kakori train robbery, 1925 foundation of the Rashtriya Swayamsevak Sangh. Lord Irwin 1926 to 1931, 1927 Simon Commission and Butler Commission, 1929 Lahore session of the Congress, Purana Swaraj Declaration, 1913 Dandi March and Civil Disobedience Movement, 1930 First Round Table Conference, 1931 Gandhi Irwin Pact. Lord Willingdon 1931 to 1936, 1931 Second Round Table Conference, 1932 Third Round Table Conference, 1932 Pune Pact signed between Ambedkar and Gandhi, 1932 British Prime Minister Ramsay MacDonald started a communal award, 1932 Civil Disobedience Movement, 1935 Government of India Act is also called as a blueprint of the Indian Constitution. The Act abolished diarchy in the provinces and introduced the provincial autonomy in its place. 1935 Secretary of the State Council of India was abolished by the Government of Indian Act. 1935 Burma separated from India. Lord Linlithgow 1936 to 1944 First General Election 1936 to 1937, 1939 Foundation of Forward Bloc by Subhash Chandra Bose, 1940 August Offer and Lahore Resolution, 1942 Cripps Mission was sent by the British government to India to obtain India's cooperation for the British war efforts in the Second World War, 1942 Quiet India Movement. Lord Webwell 1944 to 1947, 1944 C. Rajagopalachari formula, that is CR formula, 1945 Webwell Plan and Shimla Conference, 1946 Direct Action Day by the Muslim League, 1946 Cabinet Mission. Lord Mountbatten 1947 to 1948, 1947 announced for 3 June Plan. The British Prime Minister Clement Attlee introduced the Indian Independence Bill in the House of Commons in July 1947. 1948 Murder of Gandhi. He announced the bifurcation of the British Indian Empire into secular India and Islamic Pakistan. Appointment to Boundary Commission under Sir Cyril Ratcliffe. C. Rajagopalachari 1948 to 1950 last Governor General of Independent India. Thank you. Bye.